I'm going to make a few short videos as I work through my own SketchUp model that I'm building kind of along with you. So I just came across a couple things I wanted to share with you all. Let me bring this up quick. All right, so here's my model right now. I just have my exterior walls and I have the main interior walls that I'm probably going to see in the views that I'm going to create. I've put most of this wall on the south wall. So I'm starting to work into my kitchen, and trying to kind of maneuver into it is often a pain because you'll get this wall in your way. This is why not only do we want to be able to turn our layers on and off, but we also want to be able to start setting up views. And I don't know if you got a chance to do that last semester, so I'll demo how to do that now. So just to check kind of what's on the south wall, here's my tags here. I'm going to turn off the south wall, and I still have some of that sort of that casing surrounding my window. So I'm going to make sure to put all of that on the south wall layer so I can get, I think, most of it this way. And I go up here to the entity info and I put it under the tag for wall south, and then kind of get in there and get those last bits. And I can also control shift to get the rest of that. I think I got it all there. All right, so we have south. Okay, great. So now it's pretty well set up to sort of maneuver in and out to look at my kitchen. So if I were to take a view like this, and I'll kind of pan it up a bit, like eventually this might be one of the things that I'm going to choose to render. To sort of save this setting, there's a nice feature called views, and this is also part how you do animated walkthroughs of your model too. And Enscape will also read these views, and this is what they'll render. So you go up to view and you pick animation and you say add scene. And so now it's saved this scene as a preset location, but also the settings for my tags will be saved too. So if I want to now, let's see, go back to here and turn off the south wall, turn it back on, and say if I want to go in here, maybe later on I'm going to have a view from right over here into my living room. Let's see, and we'll play with that wall in a minute too. So we'll kind of angle it over into here because this is a little tight. We'll get it over here. And now this might be the next thing I'm going to render. So I don't have to go all the way up to view again. I can just right click over on scene and say add a scene. So now there's number 2. So if I click on 1, it's going to roll back around. And it has, noticed it has the south wall off from me, which is great. So I can kind of zoom back in. And then scene 2 is going to be the living room. And you want to start setting these up now because it's going to make it a lot easier to start working in your model and manipulating things rather than having to turn things on and off and reset them up. Also, say for example, if I later on decided that this isn't quite the right angle, I might want to be more, let's see, eye level would be about here-ish maybe, or let's see, we'll angle it a little bit to the left too maybe. So if I want to play around with this and I'm like, you know what, this is going to be my final one, I can either add a new one or I can right click up here on scene 2 and say update, and now it's going to save that setting. So if I jump over to here, there's scene 1, there's scene 2 now. And now it's got that updated viewpoint. So there's a lot you can do with this. You can also run animations. We'll walk through this as we build them more up, like get more details in here. But we'll talk about too, there's ways to edit them. There's also a whole nice tab over here for scenes where you can reorder them if you want to. So eventually, like when I've done live presentations, I'll have them in the order of how we're going to present them. And like I said, we'll play with this as the semester goes on, but it's a nice feature to start setting up now, particularly in your kitchen, because then you can kind of zoom in there and get all your pieces in without worrying about having to keep basically flying through walls. All right, hope this helps. And if you have any questions, go ahead and email me on any of the days off and I can sort of add as needed. Thank you.